Hi, guys. My name is Kendall Drummond, and welcome back to another episode of the Club Ken podcast. I'm so excited for today's guest. She is someone who means so much to me. She's someone who has inspired me, who has made a huge impact on me, and that is the one and only Hajar Benjoud. Such a great player.
Oh, stop.
And a great friend.
Stop.
If you've seen that TikTok, then you have seen a small glimpse into my relationship with Hajar. We met my freshman year at Eckerd College. She was a junior at the time. And I remember when I was doing my research on the team and watching some of their games, Hajar always stood out to me. She was very technical, she was very fit, she was very strong on the ball. And you could just tell that she really captivated that leadership. And she led by example, and she was able to motivate by example, and she motivated me. I knew coming into Eckerd, she was definitely someone I wanted to impress, and I wanted someone to respect me. And I hope that was able to happen. We became really good friends. She's a huge reason why I love the school so much, huge reason of why it means the world to me, is because of my relationship with Hajar, and it's through her impact. She really did, even though she wasn't there the whole 4 years, she really got me through there just off knowing her, knowing how she thinks, knowing just how she used to carry herself. I always respected that about Hajar. She was a great soccer player, but the person she was off the field was amazing. Anybody who knows Hajar is very lucky to have her in their life. I'm super lucky to have her in my life and to have known her and to have spent so much of my best days with her. And I really hope you guys are able to take away something from the conversations that we have today. And without further ado, Hajar Benjoud. Hi, Hajar. How are
Hi,
you?
Ken. Good.
I'm so happy that you're here to talk with me today about, your experiences as a soccer player because we met at Eckerd, which I'm so grateful for. But before we kind of dive into a little bit about Eckerd and soccer, like I want to give you the opportunity to kind of like introduce yourself and yeah,
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me, Ken.
of
I miss you
course.
so much, and I be reminiscing our days all
Me
the time.
too.
But my name's Hajar. I'm from Bradenton, Florida. I graduated from Eckerd with a bachelor's in psych in 2023. It's been 3 years. It's crazy. I currently live in New York now. I live in the Hudson Valley with my husband, who also went to Eckerd. Um,
That's so
and
crazy. Oh,
yes, he was a basketball player. Shout out to Josh, love him.
yes.
And then my two cats. And yes, I'm in school. I'm getting my master's in applied behavior analysis right now. And what else? Just living life.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about your kind of soccer journey and like what you were like as a athlete kind of growing up, starting from like young Hajar all the way up to the college Hajar.
Yes. So I started playing soccer when I was 4, 20 years ago. I was just talking about it, how crazy it is to think back. Like it's been 20 years. Like that's
Yeah.
insane. But yeah, so I started when I was 4. I did like a year of rec, and then after that, it was club soccer.
Mm.
Um, I would say that like young Haj playing was like fierce. I played center back when I first started playing. No, I
Really?
played left back. I played left back, and like I was like, yeah. And then I was like a machine, kind of. I
Mm.
was just like, I wore my hair out. I had like my puff on the side. Um, but yeah, so club, I was super passionate. Everything was, school or soccer.
Mm.
That was my whole life. When I turned 12, my parents got me a flight and like a camp at IMG
Uh-huh.
Academy for my birthday. So I went to IMG in Florida and I did my tryout, or like I did kind of like a tryout camp thing, and they asked me to join. So I was living in California, and then that's where I was born. I was born in San Diego, and then I moved to Florida, right into
Mhm.
Florida to play at IMG, where I played 1 year, and then I decided to play at my local club, which was just better financially, honestly.
Right.
But but yeah, and so I played at my local club, and then me and Kendall ended up playing at the same club eventually, Tampa
Yes.
United.
Yes.
And that's where I met, where I was coached by Coach Chris Driss. and he was the assistant coach at Eckerd at the time, and kind of helped me from there commit back in 2019. Um, and yeah, that's where my Eckerd journey started.
That's crazy. One, I didn't know that you went to IMG for a while. Like I did not know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
No, I
that's the
was,
reason I moved to Florida.
oh, really?
Yeah, like my parents were like just wanted better for me,
Hmm.
soccer wise, I guess. So yeah, they got me the tryout and then or the camp, and then I came, and then yeah. I mean, I learned a lot. It was very interesting. Back then it's like very different than what it
Yeah,
is now. So, but it was cool. It was like different, like nutrition classes and like strength training, which like I was like 12. I wasn't doing strength training before that. So
right.
like it was cool, you
That is
know.
cool. Yeah, I just visited IMG for like a mental performance seminar, and I was like shocked. I was like, they have more stuff than we did at Eckerd or like any other,
Yeah.
kind of schools in our conference, which was really
Yeah.
eye-opening and cool. Where did
Yeah.
you play? What club were you at before TBU?
I was at Braden River. Oh,
Okay.
actually, I was at West Florida Flames and then Braden River.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
Because now I remember you did play at TBU, but I don't think we ever crossed paths. Or maybe we did.
You, oh, you're right. Wait. No, because I think the first time we ever crossed paths was summer ball. And listen to this. Kendall would not even make eye contact with me. And I was like, girl, you just committed to Eckerd. Like, I play there. Like, I know who you are. You know who I am. Like, let's just be friends. But she was just so shy.
I was so shy and awkward. I remember it was like you and Ash. I think Danielle was like,
Yes.
come, just come to this practice. And then I was like, oh my God, that's Hajar. Like I knew exactly who you were. I was so freaked out because I was like, she's such a good player. Like
I
I was so
know.
nervous.
But Ken, they were saying the same about you though. Like all the hype was like, Ken, yeah, you know, she's speed demon, like all this stuff. And
Really?
I'm like, I know who you. Yes,
I,
obviously we know who you are coming in. It's not, they're
that's
not.
true.
Yeah, but so
See,
I
I
knew
guess
who you were.
it's different because it's like I guess when we're at Eckerd, we're always like, oh my God, who's coming in? But like when you're coming in, you don't think about that. You think these girls
Yeah,
like don't give a crap about you or like not
no,
crap, but like not are worried too
right.
much about you. Yes, so we did meet at Eckerd. They were the
Yes.
best 2 years of my life playing with Hajar. Very intimidated by you, of course, because you were very talented, very sweet, very all of that. But
Thank
what
you.
did you love the most about being at Eckerd and playing for Eckerd?
It has to be like hands down all of you guys, my friends. Like I would
Yes.
not have made it through. I would not, it would not have been remotely as the experience, like even without the soccer, like that's obviously great, but like creating the relationships that I have forever that I know I'll always have, like that is,
Yeah,
I can't replace that because I go and now like living life and like navigating life and trying to make new friends. It's really like it's different. And
it
like
is.
when you're in, yeah, like when you're immersed in a bubble and you be like forced to learn everything about each other, and like especially as teammates, you get even like another level of a bond. And
Right.
like I was like talking to Andy about it, just like being roommates is a whole different, like you're immersed within each other, like
Yes.
enmeshed for like
Yeah.
4 years, and it's like nothing will top that. And so
Um,
it's definitely my friends and my
it is.
people. Um, and then, of course, the soccer.
Hmm.
I was, you know, privileged enough to play all, well, I guess, COVID, all 3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just being an, you know, being an athlete at Eckerd is just top tier. It's elite. It's like
It really is.
you just feel like, so yeah.
There, and I feel like that's like everybody's takeaway when they're like, "What's your favorite thing about Eckerd?" And it's like the people. And they were a little
Yeah.
weird, but like you had your group, and like Sierra and I were talking about it. Like it just really teaches you more about yourself and like about
Hmm.
other people, and I don't know, just accepting everybody, even though it's not what you're used to. So
Yeah.
great school,
Dude,
100%.
that's actually exactly what like I think coming from like, you know, in the suburbs in Florida where I live and going to a predominantly white school. And I know Eckerd's also predominantly white, but like you said, everyone's a little different, and
Yes.
you're allowed to be yourself, and like
Hmm.
you're allowed to get to know yourself and be quirky and weird and cringe and whatever, and like kind of
Yes.
evolve. And yeah, Eckerd's a
Yeah.
great place to do that.
In like soccer setting, what were some
Hmm.
challenges and hurdles that you kind of faced throughout your time?
I would say definitely navigating like relationships that evolved over time. Even just like, with my coaches, with people that I came in with as a freshman, or
Mhm.
um, even like a change of staff.
Yeah.
Um, my senior year, or going into my senior year,
Mm.
I was going into your
Sophomore
sophomore.
year. Yeah.
Yeah. um which, like, everything's a blessing, so like everything happens for a reason. But like I said, like, just navigating those changes, and like the anxiety that comes with being uncomfortable with what's happening around you, or what's happening to you, or what's happening at home, and all that stuff, and still
Hmm.
having to perform on the soccer field,
Right.
and like still having to perform at school, and like show up, and yeah, be present. But yeah.
How did you like navigate that time? Because that was a little, I remember like
Yeah.
that all kind of happened like really fast because it was like a week before
Yes.
we were supposed to report. We got the news that our coach wasn't going to be coming back. And then it was like, who's our coach? So, like, how
Yes.
did you kind of navigate that
Right.
time?
Well, like, especially as a senior, it's so weird because like you went your 3 years with the same coaching staff. I love them. They're great. They helped me evolve as a player.
Mhm.
But then, like, it's hard when, like you said, I totally forgot it was even just a week beforehand. Like,
Yes.
and I was like even trying to like think back, and I'm like, wait, we were sitting in a Zoom call with Luke, like
Yeah.
him talking to us, and us just being like, and I think in those situations you kind of have to just roll with the punches and be like, like, pray for the best, because it's like you
Mhm.
don't know who's coming in. You just hope that they have our best interest, that like they'll fit in with who's already on the team, and like
Yeah.
even after that, like your class and stuff, having to getting these new recruits, that it's a different style of player, different style of coaching, like everything. But I would say we just kind of, I feel like as a team we kind of just clung on to each other. We're like, whoa, what can we do?
Yeah.
And just keep working hard, do what we do, came in fit, and that was like a great year. Like, that
Yeah.
was the best. It was the best.
I also wanted to ask you kind of
Oh,
about because you
yeah.
became a captain junior year, right?
Yes.
So how
Yes.
did you kind of get that news that you were going to be a captain?
They voted. No,
Okay.
I think it was voted. Yeah, it was a vote because it was Lashanti and Mac, and
Hmm.
I was like kind of like the third captain, which was honestly great because
Yeah.
I could like kind of be familiar with the expectations, and like what
Hmm.
I should do and how I should hold myself, or how to lead the team. But I also kind of, they got to step up and take care of like the things that I didn't want to talk about yet, or I didn't have to
Yes.
talk about or manage yet. So um but yeah, that was a great kind of transition into senior year, where
Mhm.
Andy and I were captains, and I think we just, or co-captains, and we balanced each other out like
Yeah.
perfectly, I think. We kind of went into it with a mentality of like, we want this to be a family,
Yeah.
and like just leave all the drama and all the chaos and cattiness behind, and just like move forward, make the best out of this year. We have a new coach. It's like a
Yeah.
brand new slate. Let's go, try to make a difference, try to make some history.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I definitely think you guys both did a great job. And I feel like you guys very
Thank,
did much like make that family atmosphere. That's why I love that
thank
year
you.
so much. Like it just, I don't know, it felt easy. And I feel like we didn't go
Yeah.
that far, but it was still a good season. It was like the start
Yeah.
to like something. And I feel like we just got
Yeah.
better every single year, you know? And that was off
Yeah.
the
And that's
bat
how it
of
should
you and
be.
Andy. Yeah. Like
Thank
true question. Kind of before you got the captain title, at Eckerd, did you kind of see yourself or feel yourself as a leader or a captain?
Yes, I think it's like it's it's partially natural, but like I
Hmm.
think it kind of was something that I expected, like especially after obviously after like junior year, I knew that I was going to be stepping into that role
Yeah.
um full time, I guess, senior year. Um but yeah, I think the reason me and Andy were able to balance each other out too was because like Andy was more vocal in a
Hmm.
sense, and like direct, and me, I think I'm more like, I was more of like a modeler, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like and I'll be vocal on the field, but like
Yeah.
it's more like what did I do like in my actions, and Andy is as well, of course, but I think that
Mm,
she was definitely the more vocal one, so it allowed me to
right.
be like kind of like, not in the back, but still kind of hurting, like
Yeah.
I got your back, Andy, we got this. So yeah.
Yeah. Definitely like leading by example, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of how I was as well. Like I didn't like to be vocal or like, so I was just
Yeah.
I'm gonna just show y'all what I do and like I don't know.
Right.
Hope that creates some type
Yeah.
of energy. Yeah.
Like I hope we could just match the same energy and keep it
No,
pushing on the field.
exactly. Yeah. Like apart from being
Hmm.
a leader and a captain, you're also a player and a person who goes through, hurdles of being an athlete and hurdles of life. How did you
Yeah.
kind of navigate those two roles, like being a leader, but also having like your own mental or physical struggles?
I would say it kind of really like you got to take care of yourself. I think that's what really matters the most at the end of the day. I think if you're good, then you're able to help those around you and like be a leader. So you have to
Mhm.
prioritize how you're feeling. Like I know when I was really struggling my junior year, like I had to put myself first because I couldn't be anytime. I couldn't even be a leader for myself just in like
Right.
the mental state that I was in. And
Mhm.
so um gotta have to take a step back and like communicate with those around you because they're there to support you and have those like difficult conversations and be vulnerable, because there's always people there that are going to help you, but putting yourself first and then kind of easing back into like the okay, I'm ready to embrace my role as a leader again, but you're always still a leader. That doesn't go away. It's just the priorities kind of shift,
Yeah.
so
What were some things that you do to like take care of yourself?
well, okay, so I would say like junior year, like I said, when I was like going through a tough time during like the winter, I
Hmm.
there's a lot of times I told coach like I would be so anxious I couldn't go to practice. And like
Hmm.
that was real. And I know it was just kind of like winter, like what is it? Like winter term practice. So it
Yeah.
wasn't that serious, but like you have to call it when you see it. Like when you feel yourself like kind of spiraling, like I couldn't. I was like so nauseous and all this stuff. So I was like, I can't go to practice. I'm not gonna be functional. It
Right.
doesn't make sense. So and luckily Coach Ratopoulos would, she was very understanding. She was like a mom. So she'd be like, it's okay, you're fine. And like during that time I was actually concussed too. So it was like triple whammy, but like
Yeah.
it's okay. but yeah, so definitely kind of putting boundaries where I needed them. And that
Yeah.
was like, I can't perform for you today. I'm sorry. Like that's what it feels like. Sometimes it's like the expectation. Like I know like my freshman year, I only scored one goal, right? It was like the
Hmm.
end of the year. It was actually senior night. It was a beautiful moment. It was
Yeah.
against PBA. And I remember them bringing me into their office and being like, hey, like, like we kind of had more like we expected more like goals and stuff out of you. And I remember being like, okay, like a
Mhm.
girl's trying, like I'm a
Right.
freshman, like what do you want from me? Like but that was real. Like that's
Yeah.
it. Like we're paying you to be here to
Right.
perform. And so um yeah, now I was like, okay, you got it.
So how did
But
you like handle that news and like how
yeah.
were you able to move forward with that?
Um, well, okay, in the same breath, they were like, we're very proud of you. Like, we're
Hmm.
very, like, I was given more scholarship actually
Yeah.
that same meeting, thankfully, because they really did appreciate my role, and like how I played a part on the team and what I brought to the table. But I'm okay. I can handle that criticism. That's fine.
Mhm.
Like I can take it, and like that's true. Like I need to be scoring goals. I know I was shanking so many shots. Like all
Yeah.
my shots were going high, high, up, up, up. So like what did I do? Okay, COVID hit. What do? You just train and get that shot right. And
Right.
then because they want me to be better, I want to be better. That's
Right.
all that they're trying to communicate. So and I could I can read that loud and clear. So yeah, and
That's
so they
that's that
weren't
growth
rude about it. They're
mindset. That's that growth
yeah,
mindset.
you have to if
Yeah.
you want to like if you're passionate in what you do, like the people around you are not trying to hurt you when they try to tell you something that might feel a little bit harsh, or it's like okay, it's corrective. What can I do?
Yeah.
It's for performance of the team, for myself. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I love that. Like I don't know, talking to you like right now is like making me so inspired for some reason. Even though like I know you and I've played with you, like I want to get back on the field or like something. I don't know, like I
bruh,
just wish I
no.
would have gone about things differently in a way. You know what I mean? Like just
Oh,
hearing
I
you
see.
talk. Yeah, or
Like in
just
your career?
yeah, like in my career and like you said, I think I don't know, like I think I put a lot of expectations on myself a little bit. And so when
Yeah,
I feel like criticism would arise, that would often like make me feel defeated versus wanting to like, want to improve more.
right.
So like hearing you say that, I don't know, just I don't know, makes me think about things differently, you know?
I totally understand. Like it's like about perspective, but also like I think I think Kendall, you brought so much to the table. I feel like you didn't even realize how much you brought to the table. And like
Uh,
I know I told you this, like you like not me getting teary eyed because like
oh, stop,
you
you're gonna make me teary-eyed.
no like not only as like the person that you are, but as a soccer player, like you've always been that girl. And I just was like, girl, just wait till you tap in and realize like it doesn't happen overnight. Like there's
Yeah,
moments where you're gonna show up to a game and be like, wow, that was terrible. But like
yeah.
that's part of life, that's part of the sport. But yeah, you were that girl. Like don't ever think twice about that. And I know like it's the mental aspect of sports is like now thankfully like we're having more conversations about
Yeah,
it because I would be anxious before every game too. Trust me. It wasn't until that whistle blew that I was like, okay, like
yeah,
let's play, you know?
yes.
Like I couldn't eat sometimes, like
Um,
and kind of like what you said, the expectation on yourself, like
mhm.
it weighs a lot. And I think being at Eckerd for the 4 years kind of made that expectation like even higher every year for me. So when
Yeah.
I transferred to TSU, I was kind of like, I don't really care. Like, not that I don't care, but it's like I made my friends. I'm
Mhm.
just here for a year. Like, I'm just going to do what I do and have fun.
Yeah.
And I had the best statistical performance of my career that year.
Right.
So, like, those expectations are always good, but I feel like sometimes they do weigh you down. And I think they,
Yeah.
like, looking back, a lot of my expectations also did weigh me down in the entirety of my career at Eckerd.
Yeah.
So, and that's okay.
100%.
I just got to reflect. I don't regret anything. Like,
Mhm.
I can't, it's like,
Yeah.
kind of like what we said, like about all the experiences, like everything all combined, everything as a package, like I wouldn't trade it for the world.
No,
So
I agree the same way. And I like how you said like that pressure and the expectations just keep rising as you go. Because I feel like sophomore year, I was like, I think I had 5 goals or like I was leading goal scorer or something. I had 5 goals. And then my junior year, I had like 10 goals. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a lot. Like
that's
I still
crazy,
have,
girl.
that's what I'm saying. Like I still have one more year. And I was just felt so
Hmm.
much pressure to like I don't know, keep that or like go above that. It was just, I don't know, it
Yeah,
was just a lot. And I feel like I put a lot
yeah,
of stress on myself during that time. And then
yeah,
also I was a captain too. And I felt like I was a
yeah.
terrible captain. Like, I don't know. I don't like,
Really?
yes. Well, there was just so much going on that year. Like, I don't know. I even felt guilty for being a captain a little bit and a little, I don't know. I felt like it was taken away from other
Yeah,
people who had been there for like all these other years. So I felt like I wasn't really I don't know, I didn't embrace it as much as I wish I did. You know what I mean? Or like,
I understand.
yeah.
But I hope that you know that, especially as a Black woman at Eckerd, that you earned everything you got there. There's no handouts, especially
Yeah,
not for
no.
people of color. And
Mm-mm.
so like I understand like the guilt and like how it didn't kind of allow you to really embrace
Yeah.
captainship, but I just hope that that you did earn that and like you still make an impact. Like I don't
Mm.
it really wasn't until you kind of like giving me feedback about my impact on you, Ken, that I really was like, I didn't realize I like have that much impact. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that goes for you too. Like you don't
Hmm.
realize how you touch people
Yeah.
until like they like say something or
Mm.
like you reflect and you're like, you know what? I deserve to give myself credit for that. And you do
Yeah.
too because you've impacted so many people. You've impacted me. Like
Oh,
you're a part of the reason why senior year like you're part of the reason that I went to TSU was low key depressed because I couldn't have my friends. I couldn't have my girls with me. And I made
yeah.
great friends at TSU. But, we just really peaked. We really
Yeah.
did.
No,
Fabulous.
and
Yeah.
that brings me right to like my next segment, which is something I've been
Yes.
so excited to talk about since I like had this idea in my head, and I was like, the perfect person to talk about this is with Hajar Benjoud, because like you said, I feel like I tell you all the time how much of an impact like you made to me, because I don't think I would have came to Eckerd if I didn't see like that, like just united front of Black women on that team, because I had played in mainly predominantly white teams because it's a white sport, soccer. And I was like,
Right.
no, I want to be around my people for like once. And also like we had Black Lives Matter around that time I was coming in. So it was like I want to feel like I belong. I want to feel like something. And so seeing you and seeing Lashanti and all the other Black women on our team, I was like, no, like
Hmm.
I want to come here. And I think you just made an impact on me because yeah, you recognized that I was a Black girl, I was gay, whatever, but at the same time you saw me as like a person. And I think you like took me under your wing without realizing it, because I saw how you play and I'm like, no, she's a hard worker. So everything she's getting, like, it's from her hard work, it's from her dedication. It's not from any like handouts or anything like that. And truly, I just admired that. And I think I saw a little bit of myself in you. So
Thank
I
you,
would,
Kay.
I wanted to ask you kind of a little bit about your experiences growing up as a mixed woman, Black and Mexican, right? Right? Black
Yeah,
and Mexican.
Moroccan. Yeah,
Yeah, Moroccan.
that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I just kind of want to know like your experiences kind of growing up in a predominantly
Hmm.
white sport, how that
Yeah.
was for you.
When I like played soccer in California, I don't really feel like, obviously we we always see color, but I didn't really think I paid too much attention back then. I was around a lot of white girls and a lot of Hispanic people.
Hmm.
And I kind of, being mixed, you do have a privilege with that. So I kind of was just looked a little tanned, I guess. So I didn't really feel no type of way.
Yeah.
Um, I think it wasn't until like high school where
Hmm.
like you kind of become more self-aware.
Yeah.
No, I think middle school, honestly, when you're like you kind of become more self-aware, just what you look like, especially like even like at that time, relationships or who you're attracted to, like, it's all like there's all like it was all white people, so that's all I would see, and just like I was like balancing being Hispanic but also being Black, like especially at my particular school, which was probably like Lakewood Ranch, like 90% white,
Yeah.
5% Mexican, Hispanic, 5% Black, and Asians. Sorry, um, but so like I definitely like kind of became aware at that point, especially by high school, especially being like there was a couple Hispanic people on my team. I don't think there was any Black girls on my team in high school, but I kind of used that as my superpower. I had big
Hmm.
curly hair.
Yeah.
That makes you stand out. Oh, you're the
Hmm.
girl with the curl. Okay. So that means like I got to use that to my advantage. And that's
Yeah.
what I think all girls, especially in sports that are predominantly white, need to do. It's like you need to realize that this is gold for you, and that if you take it and keep working and not let like the kind of distractions or the way that society has shaped things to affect the goals that you have in mind, you're going to stand out and you're going to reach those
Yeah.
milestones, and it's only going to shape you for your adult life and how
Right.
you continue to navigate as a person of color, a Black woman, or in those settings, in different settings, because at the end of the day we're not always going to be surrounded by people that look like us. We're going to work like
Right.
step into even the psychology field. It's like expanding, thankfully, to
Yeah.
more people of color, but before that it wasn't. So like we have to be comfortable with ourselves, we have to be self-aware, and we have to recognize that just like despite how people might view whatever, people are, you don't know how people think anymore these days, but it's not about what they think. It's about your own goals, sticking, loving yourself.
Hmm.
You're a miracle. You have to remember that, like who you are, what you look like. I wish that I, even in college, was a little bit more like I wish I understood that Black comes in different shades, and being lighter, speaking a different way, having a certain texture does of hair doesn't make you any less Black, or or even for me, like not being necessarily African American doesn't make me any less Black.
Right.
And a lot of those relationships that I did have in college kind of taught me that, like,
Mm.
hey, like it's okay to look the way you look, and that's beautiful. Like you
Yeah.
just have me as a lighter skinned woman just has to be just has to be educated in colorism and
Yeah.
all the things that come with that, and how to support people that are darker than me, like you, and how to support people that, are like Hispanic, or how, how to navigate the cultural differences.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so you just gotta love yourself and keep pushing forward, because if you just stop because people are bullying you because what? Because I'm black or my hair is a little too curly for you, just gotta
Yeah.
keep pushing.
Everything you're
Yeah.
saying, like kind of just taking your color and taking your unique differences as a superpower is what I've learned from being on that team with you. Because before
Yeah.
I was like so ashamed of like being black. Like I remember feeling so anxious going to practice with like one day having braids in, one day having like a bun in, and just feeling so hyper aware of how I talked, how I act, what I said. And oftentimes I
Hmm.
was I was quiet and you self-isolate
Yeah.
without even realizing it. And this is my thesis topic, kind of
Hmm.
like getting the experiences of like Black women in predominantly white sports. So that's kind of why I wanted to ask. And this whole topic
Yeah.
intrigues me because, like, like you said, colorism plays a huge part in it. Texture of your hair, how
Hmm.
you talk, all of that plays a huge
Hmm.
part in it. So just understanding those experiences is something I'm truly interested in. But I don't know, like I think when I got to Eckerd and I was surrounded by you and everyone, I think that's when I was like, no, I feel comfortable in my skin for like the first time. And I felt like
Hmm.
I wasn't alone. And I think that's
Hmm.
just really when like I felt like I belonged. And
Yeah.
before that team, I was just so shy. But I think in the first week of being there, I was like dancing and doing all this crazy stuff because I just felt like, I don't know, at home a little bit. So,
That's so beautiful.
right? But it's
I love that.
crazy.
Like I love that you felt that it could be a space for you to come in and like be
Yeah.
yourself, because like I said, even just from our initial meeting, like Ken, I
Hmm.
would have never imagined for you to like come in and be like the shining star that you are, the bright light, the breath of fresh air that you are. Like you just became who like you were waiting to evolve into, and needed to
Yes,
be comfortable to do that.
100%. And I feel like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like everybody who kind of knew me before Eckerd really saw that Eckerd just brought something out of me that, I don't know, I just felt like very comfortable there. And a huge part of that
Yeah.
is to you, Hajar, like truly. When did you kind of realize that representation really does matter in spaces like being in a predominantly white school or like a sport?
I think it was in college, especially joining like Afro American Society, and like joining all these like groups, and kind of seeing that like there's always this misconception that like, oh, I don't see color doesn't, like, I treat you like a human being. But no, color is everything. It shapes my whole experience. It shapes who
Yeah.
I am, and how I navigate in my day-to-day life, like how people treat me, how they see me, and how I'm perceived. And
Yeah.
so um I think just being around people of color coming into Eckerd, and having a friend group that was black, or had black people in it, more black people than I ever had in my previous friend groups.
Yeah.
And um yeah, and just being like educated, like even just going to Eckerd and being in those spaces, like in Afro American Society meetings, I learned a lot. Like, and I wanted to learn a lot. Even academically at Eckerd, I learned a lot about just Black history, and just like being well informed and being educated. Um, yeah, I
Yeah.
lost my train of thought. Sorry.
No, that was good. No, I think that's super important, and I wish I kind of would have done that more, like getting involved in the Afro-American Society and things like that,
Yeah,
because I think when you left, like your class left, you really started to see like a little filter of color on the team. And then
yeah,
quickly it was just me and my girl Gabby. And
yeah,
all those feelings of like belonging and security kind of started to fade away as well. And so I think it's
yeah.
super important that I kind of had, I don't know, like other groups to kind of lean on a little
A
bit that
foundation.
look like me.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a foundation almost a little
yeah.
bit. Because I think for some reason I thought like that was always going to be the team and like that was always going to be, Eckerd and what Eckerd was like, I don't know, known for. Because even in our conference, there was not a lot of Black girls we
Yeah.
played against. So
That was
We
definitely
would like
hard.
know all the black girls. We would remember, be like, oh, that Rollins girl, that
Yeah,
forward, oh, that one black girl, or like
yeah,
PVA had like two black girls.
yeah.
It's crazy, but it's the
It
truth.
is. It is the truth.
But I really, I don't, I like, I hate that for you that like, in your head, it feels like the team was going to stay the same, and like after it shifts and it's like, it kind of happens gradually, but once you start to pick up on it, you're like, oh, like, I don't feel that same kind of
Mhm.
home feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I couldn't be there all 4 years
No,
with
it's
you.
fine. But
No,
then
I would have loved that for
but
all
then I
of us.
started to realize like that kind of affected my play and that kind of affected my mental side. And I feel like I experienced burnout by the time senior year came around. And it's just like little things like that. If you don't pay attention to it, it can all build up and it can like really start to
Yeah.
creep into your performance and even how you carry yourself, how you look at
Snowball.
yourself. Yeah, exactly. Snowball. You transferred to TSU, and that was
Yes.
at HBCU, right?
Yes.
So how was that kind of like transition like?
Well, I knew when I was transferring out of Eckerd that I wanted a different experience. I
Mhm.
loved my 4 years, I loved the people, but I wanted a different perspective. I wanted culture, I wanted something different.
Yeah.
And so I think I only reached out to a handful of schools, but I think TSU was the only HBCU that I reached out to. Um, but yeah, it was definitely a culture shock. Like, not even just the school itself, but moving to the city, like moving
Yeah.
to Houston, moving to Texas in itself. It's very dry, very different than Florida.
Mm.
Um, and but yeah, but that's what I wanted for myself. I wanted to be uncomfortable. um I had a great experience in my undergrad, and I was going into my master's. I was going to be living alone, which I did. I lived alone for a year, and that was definitely a lot, going from living, at Eckerd to
Yes.
living alone. Like, that really messed with my head a lot.
Hmm.
um but but yeah, and then just joining the team and like being around all black people, like the majority, and a lot of Hispanic girls. There's only like probably like 3 or 4 white girls at the time. um it was cool. Like, it feels effortless, like kind of like you were saying, like you just
Yeah.
come in and it's like, we're all here, we all play ball. There's only 7% of black girls in the NCAA, so like, or in soccer, women's soccer, that are black. Like, we're
Mhm.
here, let's do this. Like, it's fun, and you get to play against other teams that also look like you. Like, when do you ever get to do you don't get to do
Right.
that, and not in
Yeah.
soccer, not at a high level. So it was really cool.
What did you
Hmm.
like most about playing there?
I would say the team. The
Hmm.
team was like it was a very different group of people, and I like that. Like, everyone, like, it was like a mixture of like kind of like foreign girls that were also black, which is cool. Like,
Yeah.
and then like black girls from Houston, from Texas, or just from the South. So it was like a nice mixture of people. Like, we're all like, everyone was super welcoming. I made really good friends. Like, luckily in my apartment complex, I had some girls that lived like 2 floors above me, and like we got really close, and
Mm.
they really helped me through just like my whole experience in Houston. For I guess I was there for like 10 months. I think
Yeah.
for 11 months. Um but yeah, I would say definitely the team. I loved, like, also getting to compare kind of what D1 versus
Hmm.
D2 was like, was really
Yeah.
interesting. There's things that Eckerd completely outdid, but then there's things at TSU that I'm like, oh my gosh, Eckerd would do so good if they had like these things implemented, or if we
Right.
had the resources for that, because
Right.
that's the reality of it. It comes down to money. But
True.
so yeah, it was really cool to see kind of both sides and appreciate both
Hmm.
experiences, and take what I could get from, the relationships that I made there. And like, I
Hmm.
still, like, it's cool. I get to talk to like all these people from different places, like keep up with you
Yeah.
guys. Like, we live like 30 minutes from each other. And then I have people
Hmm.
in Houston that I could go visit, or even in
Right.
California. A lot of them from California. So it's cool. I loved
Yeah.
it.
That is the best thing about going to different schools. Like you do meet so many people and like you have connections
Yeah.
kind of just everywhere. As like growing up, who was kind of like your role model?
Definitely like I think my parents, just because I like, I grew up in a religious house. I
Yeah,
like that kind of was set the foundation for who I am today.
yeah.
Just like my morals and like how I navigate my relationships with people, how I treat others. And that I think really contributed to myself, like being in the field of psychology, just being super aware of how other people feel and like, yes, just like I think that is the foundation,
Hmm.
being like coming from my dad. And then like my mom, she's one of the most like hardworking, like badass, like she's just that girl. Like
It
she was
really
an
is.
immigrant, came here from Mexico, like did it, like she came when she was 17, did a year of high school again, learned English, took all these classes, and then now she's like a Navy vet. Like
Yeah.
how do you like you don't get there by accident. And so that's what you need. You need a plan and you need to take
Mhm.
action. And that's what I learned from my mom. Like, you're going to get what you want, you're going to get what you deserve, but you need to put the work in.
Right.
And all in the same breath, the most loving woman has like just kind of shaped me into who I am. Like, I'm able to be emotional and vulnerable because she always made me feel safe. And
Mhm.
that's my best friend. Like,
Uh,
so I would say my parents definitely were my role models growing up.
yeah.
Um, and just like maybe when it came to like soccer, I loved just like following. I'm like, I'm an Arsenal fan and a Real Madrid
Uh,
fan, so I would just Arsenal,
yeah,
Arsenal.
awesome.
um, but yeah, so I would just follow my favorite players.
Hmm.
Um, I wish honestly that I had gotten more into women's soccer. Like up
Yeah.
until this point, I still like don't really know like very much. I'm not very well versed in like the players and like where they're at and like the women's teams. And I wish that I had gotten that more of exposure, I guess, so I could have had a like female role model in
Mhm.
soccer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of was just following the teams that my dad followed and I kind of fell in love with.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Like
yeah,
you,
no
you
worries.
mentioned your faith and your religion.
Hmm.
How has that impacted you as a player?
This is really interesting because I feel like when I was at Eckerd, I wasn't the best like Muslim that I could be.
Hmm.
I was like just with my own standards. And so, but I still always knew that regardless, I always have God. God's always with me.
Right.
And I would carry that onto the field. So like
Hmm.
I would just, I'd say a little prayer and I genuinely believe that it was only God that I got through, all 4 years or 5 years injury free, a great
Yeah.
experience. Like, I thank God a lot for that because it's a lot. Like, injuries are a lot. Of course, I went through my own injuries at Eckerd and whatever. And like that, even when you have a temporary injury, like it takes a lot out of you. So, like, not a
Yes.
temporary, but like a shorter lived injury. Um, but yeah, so just like always trusting, always like keeping your faith. There is this man at the mosque one day. He was a ref at in my high school at for the high school league. And back when I was in high school. And so he always like would ref my games. And one day at the mosque, he like told me, he was like, keep your faith, always keep your faith. As long as you've got that, like you know yourself, you've got confidence, you know that you're supported. Of course, if you believe in God. Um, and yeah, that really was, I think, the majority of where my confidence came from was knowing that I'm covered, like I'm good.
Yeah.
Yes.
As we're kind of closing, I did want to kind of
Mhm.
ask you some more reflective questions. Looking back on your entire journey as an athlete, starting from Little Hajar all the way to TSU Hajar, what's one
Mhm.
moment, like one specific moment where you're like, I'm truly proud of myself? And like you felt it everywhere without someone having to tell you.
I think it was when I graduated Eckerd.
Hmm.
I think like it was the closing of a beautiful chapter. I know, like I feel like this whole conversation has tied back to Eckerd, but that's literally every like where everything. Ah, but yeah, when I graduated, like I got to graduate with my besties.
Yeah.
I got to walk across the stage. I earned that degree. I put everything out on the field. I had a great spring. I like, and also like I had switched from a Bachelor of Arts to a Bachelor of Science. So like
Mm-hmm.
I had done like 5 courses that semester. And so
Right.
like I was because I had to like squeeze it in. So I was just like super proud of myself because I was like, dang, like your senior year, senior semester, like you could have been cruising, but like you did it. And so yeah, it was nice, like just, Eckerd with the rituals, like jumping off the pier, and like that
Yes.
really was just like, I can barely swim, but this is it.
Didn't you like have a floaty or something? Yes. Because Sploosh, I remember you
Yeah.
had like a floaty and you jumped in with the floaty or something.
Yes.
Yes. But I feel like
And then,
anybody who,
sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say Erin almost drowned when
Yes.
we jumped too, because her what is it, her gown went on top of her. She's like, oh, like Erin, you're good. But sorry, keep going.
But no, I was gonna say, I feel like anybody who has went to Eckerd will tie anything back to Eckerd because it's just something about that place. Something about that place. Like the dorms weren't the best, the food was not the best, but it was just something about that place was just, I don't know. And it's always gonna lead back to
Magical.
Eckerd. It really
Yeah.
was. Like I met
Yeah.
my best friends, I met you guys. Like it was
Yeah.
just a great experience. But
Yeah.
then my other question was, knowing all that you know now about your life and
Hmm.
about just life in general, what would you tell like younger Hajar or like Hajar in middle school, teenager at Eckerd or at TSU? Not TSU, yeah, TSU. I keep wanting to say
um,
TCU, but no.
I know that's like the natural. Everyone wants to say TCU. Um, I would tell myself that like everything, like all the work that you're putting in, it's all worth it. It's all gonna like pan out. Like it might not be the way that you want it to look, or how or the opportunity that you want, or what it looks like for you, what you envisioned, but like everything you're working towards is just, it's gonna you're gonna experience it. You're going to reach that goal. And I think like even going like thinking back to like high school, like I wasn't even thinking like, oh, I'm gonna commit to this school, this, and this. I don't know why I felt like I was in La La Land, and I was like, well, if like a school reaches out, like I don't know why, but even though I wasn't really sure like back then what it was gonna look like, what my future is gonna look like, as long as I like keep working hard and like you're consistent and you're disciplined and you have a goal, you're gonna reach it regardless.
Yeah.
And regardless of like the negative things that people tell you, or the experiences that you feel that you go through that are traumatic, or not always in a negative way, because trauma is good too, but
Hmm.
it helps you learn and it helps you evolve. but
Yeah.
um but yeah, just just keep pushing, because you're like, it's never for nothing. What you're doing is never for nothing. Like it's not time wasted, it's energy given, and or like it's energy put into something that's going to come to fruition.
Yeah, 100%. Everything happens for a reason. Every table you're sitting at is for a reason. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm happy to be sitting at this table with you today. And I don't know,
Me too.
I've learned a lot about you and I was able to reminisce and I just miss college so much. Like being
Me
with you
too.
and playing with you and going to practice and I don't know, messing around with you.
Yeah.
Good times.
I just miss like playing. I miss our weekends. I miss just like the bus rides,
Yes.
everything.
I miss
And
your
I'm so
laugh.
proud. Wait, what?
Your laugh. Your laugh used to be so contagious. So contagious and loud. I loved
Stop.
it. Sorry, what were
Thanks.
you gonna say?
No, girl, you're the one making everybody else laugh. You're always doing something
No.
stupid. Yes. Always doing something stupid. We'd be like, pull out the camera. Ken's gonna do it again. But I'm so proud of everything you've built, even this, Kendall, it's so like I'm so proud of you. Like
Thank
I'm even
you.
showing Josh like, look at my girl, like look at like even down to everything you're sending me. Like I'm like she has got it down. Like she knows what she's doing. I'm so
Yeah.
proud of you. You're doing the thing. Like this is like the career that I'm at now is finally testing me,
Mhm.
and for you to be doing what you're doing, creating what you're doing, like you going down and doing your school and like making this work for you and learning and putting yourself, and especially like your thesis, I'm
Yeah.
like I didn't know that. That's amazing, and I'm
Thank
so proud
you.
of you. I'm so proud
Thanks,
of you.
Hajar. But yeah, I'm really focusing on making myself uncomfortable. Like I want to challenge myself, being at Barry, it
Yeah.
was hard. Like it was really hard. I had no purpose. Like just life post soccer, I didn't expect it to be as hard as it was. So
Yeah.
and then also going through other personal crap. So I was like, I just really want to have a purpose. And I've been sitting on this idea for like months. And I was like, I don't know if I do it. Like, should I not? Like, am I gonna get clowned? Will people not take me seriously? But at the same time, like I gotta do me. And at some point we all have to make that switch into
Yeah.
like not being a kid anymore and taking your career kind of serious. So I thought this was a great way. I love people. I love talking. I love talking. I feel like everybody I meet, they change something about me. And so that's
Mm-hmm.
why I invited you. And that's kind of why I invited other people to hear your stories. Like, I love hearing, like, truly, I loved hearing this. And I had a great time
Thank
talking to
you,
you.
Ken.
And thank
Thank
you for taking
you.
the time out of your day to, I don't know, sit with
Of
your old
course.
gal.
Of course. I would do it whatever, whatever.